Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. I'm gonna say it, though I don't know what point this video is going up, I just know it's going up in December. Christmas is round the corner. So, let's make some nice homemade / DIY Christmas tree decorations. I have some salt dough in blue, yellow and red and whatever colour that is. So I thought, let's go with some easy ones, and well, they're all going to be easy. We just don't know if they're all going to work because salt dough's a little unpredictable like that. So I've got some lovely little cookie cutters here, some classic Christmas tree decoration shapes. We have a tree, a gingerbread man and a snowman, and I thought we'll try and make a candy cane as well. We might try it in a couple of ways. I'm going to try and do a 3D one where it's just twisted around each other and looped over, because you don't need to poke a hole in that, it's already got a little hook at the top. I still, from those of you who saw my original salt dough attempts, do not have straws, so I'll be poking holes with cocktail sticks, kebab skewers and a paintbrush again. So let's just do it. I think we'll try and make the little candy cane first. Should we do blue and red? I reckon that'll be quite nice. So let's just take a little piece of each because we ain't gonna need a lot. We'll go for about the same. That's probably going to be more than enough because we don't need to make super huge candy cane. Or candy canes, depending on how much of this we make. We just need enough. And we're going to have to make the sausages really thin. And we will try and make the blue one match that. Right, let's just try and swirl these around each other. Right, we're going to try and just snip in about there. That's a pretty sweet little candy cane. We'll probably reshape it just as I pop it on the tray. But that's come out quite nice. Try and do a couple, or do we try and make this one a bit more blended, or do we try and roll this one to flatten it for variation? Well, it's already starting to flatten into itself. Let's see what happens if we curve it over. This one's going to be considerably bigger than the other one. Let's also just, for consistency's sake, snip that end and just ever so slightly roll this one. Just ever so slightly. It's a bit more than slightly in some places. Alright. Do we try and tidy it up ever so slightly? Right. I think we stop there. I'm going to get my tray if I can reach it and transfer these now because I don't think I'm going to find it easy to move them. This is my old trusty tray. Let's just roll with what colours we got. Let's roll the yellow out. Now I'm not going to add anything to these. I will, however, poke a hole in his hat. Let's see if we can get an orange out of there. A bit gingerbready. Well, it's a bit more flesh than gingerbread, but that's okay. We can roll with that. It can be like a banana peach gingerbread man. Right, will he just about fit in there? Oh, he will. Let's give him a couple of little eyes. Give him a little tiny mouth. Oh, he's a little happy chappy. And we'll give him some blue buttons. Oh, he actually doesn't look too far off. Granted, he's a bit of an anemic looking gingerbread man, but he's not far off. Let's go. Oh yes, let's give him a hole in his head. We'll go for a slightly smaller hole. It's still gonna be big enough. Well, let's see if we can get anything close to a green for the Christmas tree. We want to keep a tiny bit of yellow. Might need more blue. Right, that should be plenty for a tree. Squeeze a little tree out of this. Perfect. Right, let's try and get ourselves a little tiny star out of this. So we've got a little tiny star out of it, but can we get it up? Yes, we can. We have a little star on our tree. I don't know how we're going to poke a hole through this. We'll worry about that in a second. Let's try and do just baubles. We won't worry about tinsel. We'll just do baubles. He's even come into a little tiny plant pot. And we'll stick a couple of little baubles dotted around the tree. Right, let's try and for one get this guy up. I don't mind if it's a very, very small hole. We can make it work. Right, I'm going to pop him also on the tray. Do we dare try and make a little present? Doesn't have to be a big one. I'm determined to get a little tiny bow on there. Right, let's try. Yep, we've got a little bow of such. Right, I'm not going to do anything else to him. I don't know how we're going to loop this one, actually, thinking about it. I think what we're going to have to do is pick a corner. Stick a stick in there. And leave it in there. We can pull it out when it's done. And it can be a little corner hanging present. We've got quite a few over there. Do I try and squeeze in a stocking? I don't have, so this is going to be freehand. Yeah, let's sausage it and see if we can do it how we did with the candy cane. Shape it and then roll it. Give it a little texture in, so it's kind of like got a little tinsely, fluffy kind of top to it. Okay, a little stocking. Now I've got to try and do what I did before, and try and shift it without deforming it too much and sticking a hole in it. We'll stick the hole right in the middle. I don't think there's really much more we can do. We'll have to save that all for another day, bake all this off and see what we got. We'll paint some bits, we'll leave some bits as they are. We'll find out when they're done. Hours later this takes, by the way, hours, low and long. We have our little Christmas tree decorations. A relative success on the whole. The only thing that didn't work was I shoved a cocktail stick in this hole here so we could have it hanging from the side, and it wouldn't come out. So I snapped it off, and what I'll do instead is I'll glue some ribbon there so it can still hang and cover those terrible little stumpy bits of cocktail stick. The tree worked really well. That is the most successful green, though it's done an interesting thing. Well, I'll show you when we get a close-up towards the end, because I'm not going to paint this. I'm just going to, the tree, let's jiggle these around. So all of these up here, I'm not going to paint or do anything further to. I'm just going to seal them in PVA glue. The gingerbread man has come out pretty cool. So has the tree. The 3D candy cane has come out better than the 2D one. That should be rock hard at this point, but it's a bit not. So I don't quite know what happened there. This is, well, I'm not going to, it's got a little bit of bend in it, but I'm not going to snap it. This has got an incredible amount of bend in it. And it doesn't look as appealing as this one does. That one looks like, well, I mean, it looks more green and red now, which is nice, but it does look like it's caught something. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. We'll run with it anyway. But our little snowman and our little Santa stocking, that's come out really cool. I really like that. I'm undecided. I might, as of yet, I might actually just leave that as it is. We'll see. What I'm going to do with our little snowman here is using markers, because I found out these through experimenting with the coloured batch. So I originally did like a 3-part series with the Salt Dough. The markers take really well, so I'm going to use them to add some detail to our snowman. So I'm going to give him a little top hat. With a little red ribbon. We'll give him a carrot nose. And some little coal eyes. We're going to try and give him a little stripy scarf. I might need to pick a darker blue than this that's not showing up a whole heap. Well, you look like you're going to show up a whole heap. Yes. Got a lovely little stripy scarf on there. And then we'll just get a couple of cold buttons running down his top there. He's come out really sweet. We'll go in close when we're done and just get a sip of tea. It's so cold now. We're not even halfway through November in the UK. I feel the cold easily anyway, so it's probably not anywhere near as cold as I feel it is. But my fingers are going numb. I think I'm actually going to leave. Or should we put a little... Oh, what should we do? Should we put like a little detail, like a little Christmas pattern on these socks? Nothing fancy, just like a couple of stripes, a couple of triangles. Or should we just leave it? I think we'll just leave it because that can go up there with that crew now. So what I'm going to do is just protect all of these so they can last throughout the whole of Christmas. This is the cheapest seal you can use for this stuff. You can buy sealant spray, which will go on a lot easier. You can use varnish, which will last a lot longer. But I'm just going to do glue. And when you put it on, for those of you who haven't seen any of the other ones, you've got to put it on really quick, because it dries from the underside. The salt dough sucks the moisture out from the underside really quickly. So if you don't go quick enough and you go back over an area, like if I left that for a couple of seconds and then went back over the start, I'd peel a lot of the glue back off. So this is what I'm going to do, and we will flash forward to everything being nice and sealed and protected. And we'll see how it looks. So that's what I'm going to do, though. I'm not going to go any further with this right now because of what I just mentioned. If I go too far up now, I risk peeling some off again. She says as she tries to get a little bit more in there. Right. So that's what I'm going to do. Our little Salt Dough Christmas tree decorations are all finished. Threaded with a couple of different things. I have a bag of ribbon somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so I chose wool for this one. So let's have a look at them. See how they've come out. And I dealt with that one where I baked the cocktail stick firmly in place. So here we are, our lovely little Christmas tree. Check that out. And that was unpainted, just the food colouring dyed salt dough. Looks pretty cool. Bit ripply on the back, so I've still yet to master how to get it flat on both sides, but that's fine. It's all the decorations on the front. So our lovely little Christmas tree. Our nice little simple gingerbread man. He looks really happy with himself. Again, unpainted or, you know, not drawn on or anything like that. So he's come out pretty cool. I love the little stocking. Check this out, with a nice little bit of texture up the top, so he's got a fuzzy rim. A little bit of faint stitch work for the toes and the ankle piece. And I decided not to do anything further with that one either, because I quite liked it how it was. Some things are, you know, you don't need to overcomplicate them. Now the candy canes. Attempt number one. Really good. I like that. Just twisted and cut. So it does look a bit like a handmade candy cane. And I made the little hangy piece with just some, even though it doesn't look it there, it looks white. That is pink and red wool. Just twisted around and around. And easy to come on, easy to come off. It's not tied on there. Check that out. It does also make me think of Flump, like the marshmallow that comes twisted like that. Now, the second attempt at the candy cane, it's okay. I prefer this one. This is the one that we rolled out to see if we got a different effect. Yeah, it's okay. It's got quite a bit more give in it. Though now the glue has dried, it's not as flippy floppy as it was. So yeah, there's that one. Here is our super cool little snowman that we drew on with Sharpies, permanent markers. That's come out really cool. Permanent markers are a definite option. And funnily enough, this was using, originally when I made this doll, I tried to make some yellow marble dough. It's come out more yellow marble than the original test did. But thankfully not on the front. He looks nice and snowy. So yeah, he's really cool. I do like the snowman. He's, as far as like adding detail goes, he's probably my favourite. Not adding detail, I do like the little stocking. And the Christmas present, which I am happy and pleasantly surprised that the little bow, and we just did that by making a little thin sausage and wrapping it around a cocktail stick and slipping it off, has maintained its shape. That's really cool. And this is where the cocktail stick was baked in. And I was originally just going to glue over the corners there, whatever the hang was going to be, whether it rope, ribbon, wool, whatever. But I forgot I have a little engraving tool with a little drill attachment, so I just used that to drill the hole out. A little chipped away, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. So he does hang roughly how we wanted him to. So yeah, there are lovely little homemade, fun to do with yourself, by yourself, or with kids, Christmas tree decorations. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you've had a go. Let's get rid of this for now. Well, I think on the whole, a success. And from our first attempts with salt dough, we've definitely come along. We've definitely got the bake down. So these are all nice and flat. They are baked all the way through. They're not burnt, they're not bubbling. So low and slow. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by and checking me and my channel out. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you come back for more. We'll see what other festive treats are in store for us in December. Like if you like what you see, comment if you've got something to say, and subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more and know when it's coming. Thank you all again so much. Take care and see you in the next one.